really important energy for the movement. I just have one quick reaction. I'm just part of the conversation. Charles was very honest in saying everybody has an opinion. I just want to make, I guess, two quick points. We're talking about, I hear you guys talking about the R-word campaign, and we're talking about changing our schools, and there's a lot of folks here who are like disappointed, frustrated. We still hear the R-word. It's still hurtful, I think you said, in your school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's another way of looking at this. You are changing thousands of years of history. Thousands of years of history. And it has never been changed before, anywhere in the world. So think about it. You have really all of history where, for some wild reason, people who are different were always told to stay away. It goes back to the Bible, it goes back everywhere. Ancient Greece, I could give you I've looked all this stuff up. It goes all through history. And you guys, a lot of you got together about 2 years ago. And you got probably 500 newspaper articles in the United States on this topic in like 2 months. You got one of the most popular shows on cable television, toughest shows, The O'Reilly Factor, to apologize on the air. On the air. You got the most I think it's the most popular show on TV right now, Glee, to put an episode in their show about not using this language. You got the chief of staff of the President of the United States to apologize on television and in writing to the entire country for his insensitivity. You got the Fox network a couple weeks ago to publish new standards that will not allow for the use of the R word on their entertainment or news broadcasting, the same as other profanity. You've got 600,000 young people in India to sign the R-word pledge. You guys don't even know that, do you? You don't even know that next year's goal for India is 1 million signatures for the R-word in India. Now, so here's this giant obstacle, and you all you're knocking it out of the park. You don't realize it, maybe, because every time you feel it doesn't work, like there's a failure, like you put up the poster we were talking about at our table, and somebody tears it down or writes on it, or you go to a website and you see all the hateful stuff on the web, you see all those channels, you see all those things, but we're going to Facebook in 2 months. And Facebook is going to consider removing any site or calling it like profanity or whatever if people do hateful language around the R word on Facebook. So I just want you to know that, when people were doing civil rights in 1940, 1950, 1960, 1970, they didn't meet with the kind of success this movement is capturing as quickly as you all. The civil rights movement took 200 years just to get into public consciousness. Now, maybe there were more difficulties. I don't mean to be comparing. My only point is, you all are having extraordinary success. So as much as you see difficulty, Charles said it, see your power. See the power you are unleashing, because it is monumental. And I don't know if you'll believe me. Maybe when you get as old as me, you'll believe it. But believe it now, the power is monumental. If you continue on this pathway, you will tip the course of history. Really. I know it sounds crazy. Like history books. Imagine your children, or your nieces and nephews, or your grandchildren, and they open their history book in 10th grade social studies, and chapter 32 is social change movements in the 21st century, and the first section has spread the word to end the word, and they're reading about you. That's how big it is. That's what I think will happen in the next 10 or 15 years. So point number one, long-winded, not 2 minutes. You're doing a great job. Congratulate yourselves. Turn to the person next to you and just pat them on the back. Just do a little pat on the back.